What's up, everybody? Another little episode of Drive Home with Steven. I might start doing this just to share my whiteboard thoughts with you as I'm driving home. So, the more I am thinking about this whole coronavirus stuff, the more I am absolutely convinced that we are talking about a biologically engineered weapon. This didn't start out as some organic, wet lab, wet market disease. No way. What's up, Modus? I'll catch some chats here and there as I'm driving, and again, this is just going to be me just whiteboarding out some thoughts as I drive home. There's no way I buy that this organically happened, and I will be covering the same points a few times over as I mull them over. But I am very confident there's not that many coincidences when you're talking about like the Event 201 exercise that happened in Johns Hopkins University in October, correlating with what happened in Wuhan, China in October, about the same exact day, I believe, with the military games. That would have been a perfect opportunity to smuggle in or to drop this virus. I believe we are responsible for it. By we, I believe the deep state this was a Western attack perpetrated against China under the cover of plausible deniability with the Wuhan lab there and the wet market story. It reminds me a lot of the Muslim, the Muslim video that caused the Libyan attacks and so on and so forth. I believe this is a false flag attack, not a false flag attack like there is no virus. I definitely believe there's a virus, and I'm still tied up on how dangerous that virus really is. I don't believe towards Europeans, people of European descent, it has as much kill rate on that. I don't believe it's as dangerous. I do believe it is ethnically designed to target Chinese or, of Asian descent, Asian ancestry, DNA, whatever you want to call it. I believe it was done by the deep state cabal of the globalists, those who want the one world government. And I know this sounds so conspiratorial, but this is not a conspiracy anymore about what is happening. And this is not, it's not panicking to tell everyone get prepared, because you look at the stock market, you look at the wars, or the what's going on with our war zones, right? How close we are to going to war. You look at what is happening on our local governments to our federal government. Something big now is happening, and you better get prepared. There's Costco's all over the country. I know up in Seattle a couple weeks ago or a week and a half ago, Marfugal News was covering how there was a mile long cars to get into the Costco. Well, here in Portland, same scenario. There was like a mile long cars getting into the Costco. People are getting prepared right now because Washington just shut down all their schools for 6 weeks. Washington just shut down their schools for 6 weeks. Kate Brown here in Oregon last night shut down gatherings over 250 people. I would assume in the next day or two, she's going to follow suit with maybe a week, but in about a week, spring break starts here anyway. So maybe they'll just wait till then. But I will, if I was a betting man, I would say they're going to shut down schools for a number of weeks here. So it's happening. Whatever this is, it's happening, right? Of global significance. This is not just about the virus anymore. The virus is what kicked it off. And this is a concerted effort. I don't believe, like I said last night, that it was the DNC in and of itself that, designed this to take Trump down, but it was the deep state military industrial complex, if you will. They've been itching to get in a war. We're pulling out of Afghanistan, right? But we're not really pulling out of Afghanistan. What we're doing is it's really more of a troop realignment. We're realigning our troops because we're getting ready for Iran is what I think is the next thing that's going to happen. So today, we retaliated against what happened yesterday with the rockets that killed a couple of the people in Baghdad or in Iraq, not Baghdad, but it might have been Baghdad, but in Iraq. So we responded to the Shia, to whatever it is, the militia group over there, right? So now we're going to see, does Iran or does this Iran-backed militia again respond to us? If in fact that's who even shot the rockets at us in the first place. We don't even really know that for sure. So I don't know if the DNC has the reach to get all the way. I don't know if I agree with the DNC kicking this thing all the way off in Wuhan. It's the deep state, but you could say the DNC's tied, much of the DNC is tied to the deep state. So I guess maybe we're splitting hairs here. But it's the military industrial complex. China is pissed, and they've been using the word retaliate, right? You don't say you're going to retaliate against somebody because they hurt your feelings and said you didn't handle the crisis well enough. You say you're going to retaliate against somebody when they have done an offensive, carried out an offensive act against you. That's when you use the word retaliate. So China's been saying they're going to retaliate. You have the stock market today that was acting very weird, they said. They said the stock market was acting weird because usually when stocks go down, bonds go up. Well, everything went down today. Everything was going down today. So you got the stock market. You got our war zones. You got this pandemic fear. You got people, doing store runs. When society breaks down, it breaks down very quickly. It doesn't take years or months for society to really break down. If they go on to a full-fledged quarantine of in-home quarantines, which are not that far away, they just shut down all the schools, basically. So, and they go to martial law, which medical martial law, or just martial law for that matter, is already happening in some states. I think up in New York, I want to say. We saw that this already happened in Italy and some of these other places, right? When martial law goes into effect, then all of a sudden your constitutional rights get paused. You are under the military code of justice at that point. So at that point, everyone's like saying, well, you don't got to worry. People aren't going to take your guns. If we go under martial law, they very well and very easily, and with any kind of pretense that they would want to say, could very easily come and take your guns, could very easily completely suspend any of your constitutional rights. That's not that far-fetched of a thing anymore. And it's happening rapidly. Now, you take all the turmoil that's happening and all of the disarray and all of the backbiting. I hear MSNBC ripping on Trump again today, saying that he has lost all credit, that we have a White House credibility problem. I find that rich coming from MSNBC or the mainstream media, saying that the White House has the credibility problem. Are you effing kidding me when we're talking about credibility problems? But that's a political sidestep that, I don't need to get into right now, because I think we have way bigger fish frying in the frying pan right now than that. If you have thought, this is just going to blow over, I have been the same one who thought that was pushing this whole thing of like, I don't really buy into this whole corona thing. I don't think it's that big of a fear. And I still don't know how much I worry about the actual disease or virus being the biggest problem. The virus that is the big problem right now is the pandemic fear. There's a pandemic going on, both physically and figuratively, right? The pandemic of fear is absolutely real and is absolutely spreading. And if you haven't got yourself some water, and if you haven't got yourself some food, and if you haven't got yourself some stocked up on some bullets, and if you haven't got yourself ready to hunker down in place for a while, you best get to it, like today or tomorrow. You better go out and you better spend some money. Spend yourself $100 or $200 and buy yourself some canned foods and some water. Because if nothing else happens, there could come the time where we're locked up. China did it. Now I know China is not us, right? But this whole social distancing, that's the other buzzword you're going to be listening to right now. There's an agenda being implemented before our very eyes right now. And when I say false flag, I'm saying the governments are going to use this opportunity to strip us of our liberties, our freedoms they are going to use this to implement an agenda of which I don't fully know or understand yet. It has to do also with the medical and the vaccines, right? It has to do with that. Also, I don't fully understand it, and I'm not saying I get it or I have everything there, but I know something is absolutely afoot, which isn't any breaking news that something's afoot. But if you think this is just going to blow over in a week or two, no way. It's not going to just blow over in a week or two. I also have so I'm going full conspiratorial, like bouncing all these theories around, and I don't even care anymore. I used to be like, well, I got to be careful with not being too conspiratorial. You don't want to like make people think you're, tinfoil hat guy. This is ripe for some conspiracy theories, and not because to implement fear, but to get people thinking outside the box of what could really happen with what we're seeing right now, and to get you and your family prepared for what's happening right now. There is an agenda with a globalist agenda being implemented on us right now. China could very easily use this opportunity. So I do believe, like I said, going back, biowarfare, I believe we released it over there. We blamed it on China. We have plausible. Oh, look at this, guys. I wonder where these two military cars are going. I wonder if you can see these. See that military rig right there? Oh, wow. I didn't even know this. Oh, we got a military convoy right now. Look at that. Look at that. I don't know if you guys can see this. Wow, crazy. Military convoy. Huh. Wow, gas. This is crazy. There is a National Guard up here. Oh, wow, that goes all the way up. We got a Humvee all the way up there in front. Huh. Tell me something isn't getting planned, you guys. Tell me some shit's not about ready to hit the fan. Look at this. Piping for water, possibly? I don't know what those are, but holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. I know. Oh, you're just freaking out, Steven. You guys see all that? I'm just going to drive with this for a second. I hope the cop doesn't see me. Wow. They're probably headed to the National Guard base right up here. I have never seen this convoy at this time. Not ever. Been driving this road for 7 years. I have never seen this. Not to say that. Wow. Whoa. That's kind of crazy. Huh. Interesting. Oh, wow. That's crazy. Huh. Something's afoot. And you guys, there's an agenda that is going to be implemented. We're ripe for an attack, right? The economy is on the edge. We're on the edge of wars with Iran. We're pulling our troops out of Afghanistan, or at least sizing them down a little bit. And this is probably not, it's just a pivot. I heard one of the Trump's defense guys talking about how we're going to get back after China over in the South China Sea. Some of those people we bombed or we struck, going back to the Iraq thing, were in Syria, right? Well, Syria and Turkey are at it right now. There's so many complications right now, or confrontations right now that could easily set off. And this at 5:30, I have no traffic on a Thursday. People are like, they are getting the hell out of Dodge. I got a copper there, so I can't touch. Well, she's a woman cop too. She can probably be very nice. Anyway, like I said, Kate Brown here in Oregon yesterday canceled any gatherings over 250. School closures are coming soon. And when society breaks down, it breaks down fast. There is some sort of an agenda being pushed, and I think we're going to, tomorrow when the stock market opens, God knows how far it could drop again. And if that crashes and they actually quarantine or shut down cities, I do believe, like, the DNC is absolutely, and the media, which is their hacks, right, the wing of the DNC. 95% of the media is the voice of the DNC. They're going to continue to push this fear pandemic to the utmost on everyone. There's another copper. They're going to continue to push this to the utmost. And what they're going to do is they're going to cause people to absolutely lose their shit over this. Closing of schools. And when that happens, do you think when anarchy starts breaking out, what happens when the cops can't go to work or the paramedics? Now they still will, but what happens when you don't have somebody who's going to respond? And now everything is closed down. Think it can't happen? Like I said, in Italy, Norway just shut down everything. Norway just followed suit. I swear, Chloe, why do you keep calling me? Anyway, just some random thoughts. I need to think some more about this, but I want to put my thoughts down a little more of a chronological order and lay them out. But I know we all know this, but again, it's just something to don't get complacent right now. Don't get complacent. As we go a long time, yeah. Before really loud, really low choppers from north town 4K. All of the stores are being cleaned out by 5 p.m. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, it's freaking happening. This breakdown is happening in society, and you better be ready for it. And I wait. Luckily, me and Tina got out, and last week we got a bunch of supplies, and I'm doing it again here. I'm doing it again this weekend. I'm going to get even some more water. I think we probably got 3 months worth. I'm going to get myself another 3 months worth. I'm going to be ready to hunker in place for a good 6 months, or get the F out of Dodge and go. Why is this sumbitch coming up so fast? Speed demon, where's the cops when you need them? We just passed a couple. I might even end up, who knows? The job I work right now, I'm in outside sales basically, right? We went to do a first maintenance at a large corporation. And we had our guys there. We came, knocked on the door in the morning. We were gonna, because I work in HVAC, we were gonna, go and do our first maintenance. They said, "Oh, we're closed down. We're not letting any new people in for a month." We've had several of our other customers say, "None of you guys can be on site for the next 3 weeks." What is going to happen if we try to close down our economy and our transactions and our workings, our day-to-day workings for a month? That would decimate. We're talking, it would make the Great Depression look like a walk in the park. If we try to close down all commerce for a month in this country, at that point, nobody will have a job because every business just about will go out of business. I don't know. Maybe it'll be a blessing. Maybe it's the big reset that everyone's been waiting for. It'll just reset everything. But it's going to open up. What happens if we have a cyber attack now? Imagine this, man, because Russia and China have tested our systems for the last many years. What if they cyber attack our communications and our power grid in the midst of this panic, in the midst of people getting sick, in the midst of people freaking out? That is not that far-fetched that could happen. That is not that far-fetched anymore. EMP, they say, okay, maybe an EMP. I think cyber attack's more likely than an EMP. But if they took it out even for a few months, our power grid, in this climate, even for a week or two, the absolute turmoil that would be ushered into society would be staggering. I'm not trying to be an Alex Jones. Oh my gosh, the frogs are gay. It's turning the frogs gay. I'm not trying to be Alex Jones crazy here, but I think I'm being fairly realistic of what the potential is for absolute meltdown. It's not that far away. Things keep going the way they're going. Many of us patriots, many of us preppers, some semi-preppers even at least have seen this coming, have talked about it for a long time. I, for one, have. I've talked about it, and then I kind of got off it for many years because I was like, oh, maybe it's not going to happen. Back in 2010, 11, 12, 13, man, I was up the conspiratorial, train. I was, up the wazoo on that stuff. And then I kind of just got out of it for a while. Now I'm just getting tuned back into that because deep state's playing games. They definitely want to use this. Here's another conspiracy theory that I have. You know how they've been putting in the news recently today about Trump with Brazil and how he met with the people in Brazil that were sick and so on and so forth, and how that's worrisome. I think they could be setting up for God forbid it, but to quite frankly, to assassinate him. I hate to say that. I hope I don't get visited by the Secret Service. But I could see that. I could see this as a perfect opportunity to poison Trump and say he got sick and died of the coronavirus. Give him some other funky thing. And, there's all kind of setups happening right now. There's all kinds of setups right now. And that's all you can do. You're right. We can't live in fear. And I'm not saying live in fear when I say this. There's a little bit of scariness going on. It's like, holy shit, man, it's really happening. There's a bit of like this nervous, scared, anxiety within me because I'm fairly prepped. I'm going to get a little more prepped this next weekend, but I'm fairly prepped. But you're right. All you can do is prepare. All you can do is exactly right. He said the deep state taking out Trump is depressingly plausible. It absolutely is right now. And they have a lot of cover stories to be able to do it and have plausible deniability on it. And so, I just pray God keeps protection around our president because I think that he is doing what he should be doing right now. His address to the nation last night when he came out and he said what he said about your travel to Europe and whatnot, I think that was I think it was a political move, but it was also a very important move for him to do. And he just can't win. He's going to no matter what, he's never going to win with the press. He's never going to win with the Democrats. They're always going to pick him apart. So F them, just F them. I don't even give a crap about those pieces of crap. And then Nancy Pelosi and a bunch of these other Democrats are actually poo-pooing his travel ban right now. Can you believe that shit? I don't want to get all political on some of this stuff because I think there's bigger fish to think about right now, but they literally are trying to overturn his travel ban in the midst of what's going on. They're trying to overturn his travel ban. That's how insane these pieces of shit are. But anyways, it is something to just be prepared and be awake and don't listen to a damn word or believe a damn word that CNN, MSNBC, 95% of Fox also now, I hate to say. Don't believe a damn word they have to tell you on this. Don't believe the CDC. Do not believe the WHO, the World Health Organization. Don't believe them. They're all in the bag on this. They're all in the bag on this. They're all bought and paid for by deep state, by big pharma. Don't believe what they have to say. Use your own damn common sense. Look at the signs. Read many different articles on this stuff. Like I said, I'm back and forth on really how desperately or how dangerous this virus is. One thing I was listening to Joey Gibson say today on a video, and I'm trying to find out where he got this information from, but how this coronavirus attaches to your central nervous system, and once you have it, you pretty much always have it, kind of like the herp. It's the gift that keeps giving, and you'll get better, but every time you get sick, it can reactivate it and can put you in a danger zone. A normal flu can put you in a danger zone. I don't know 100% what I think on that yet, and I hope that isn't the case, because quite honestly, I think I have already got it. I've been sick in the last January, February, March. I've been sick. This is my third or fourth time with just a little cold. I've been sick for years because I have a really strong immune system. I just don't get sick. And the last 3 months, I'll get better, and then a few weeks later, I'll get another little head cold again. Like I'm just now getting back over another one. So I don't know. Maybe I have already had it, but I do believe the real danger with this coronavirus that's been released is for the Asians and for Chinese people, because I believe it's an ethnically designed biowarfare weapon. I truly believe that. And there's a lot of supporting evidence online, if you look into it, that proves